Oh yeah.
This video was not sponsored in any way by Echo or anyone else. I bought this blower, the Echo 8010, because I needed a new backpack blower for my business, and I looked at the two newest blowers, the Steel's version and Echo's version. I didn't personally use both. I was able to demo the Echo 8010, but I had already kind of made up my mind. I've already had an Echo 770, and I've always been a big fan of the Echo backpack blowers, as well as the spec difference and what I need for my business, a good backpack blower for blowing mass quantities of leaves, and everything else all around that, and it was what was available in my area, and so on and so on. All those different factors came into play, and that's why I purchased this backpack blower for myself, for my own business. But I'll tell you that from the moment that I started up and started using it, I was blown away, pun intended. So I really wanted to make this video myself and have a little fun along the way, because I really wanted to showcase the power and the value in having a backpack blower such as the Echo 8010. But in this video you're going to see how we progress to taking care of normal leaves all the way to extreme amount of leaves. And again, when we get to the end of the video and we get to the extreme part, that doesn't mean that that's going to be an everyday thing for every business, but it's definitely potential, and it definitely puts into perspective what this blower can do compared to some other blowers. We also use the Echo 770, and we use the Husqvarna 580, which is similar to the Red Max 8500. So we have a few different blowers. We had the Steel 600, but we didn't even bother using that. So we played around with different blowers and did different things. And then at the end, we recap our thoughts about all the blowers that we used, including the Echo 8010. So make sure you watch the whole video, and I hope you enjoy. So the video is a little choppy with the drone because I didn't realize until after the fact that I accidentally put the wrong SD card in there, but it's still good footage anyway. But anyway, as you'll see in this video, starting off with just kind of a normal leaf cleanup, the 8010 is not overly impressive with just cleaning up basic leaves, but what really makes the difference is, as you'll see later on in the video, as we start getting into heavy amount of leaves, that's when the 8010 really shows its true colors. So this season has been really hectic for, I would guess, all of you. Just about everyone in this industry, in this country, has been affected in one way or another by so many different factors, like rain specifically, excessive amounts of rain. And it's just really been challenging to get everything done and do anything extracurricular outside of, you know, lawn care landscaping, but I really truly enjoy making videos. I enjoy being a content creator and sharing those experiences with everyone that wants to watch and the community, etc. And it's just something that really I wasn't able to find time to do. And even after I made this video, put this video together and filmed it, I still had a hard time finding time putting it together. And even when I would find a little bit of time and sit down to try and do a little bit, I would just get so frustrated, and I wasn't in the groove, in the zone, and it was so frustrating because I truly enjoy making these videos, editing these videos, and putting them out for everyone to see, and providing valuable content and having fun all the way, all during the process, all along the way. You know, Scott and I had a good time, as you see, and he was very helpful, letting me use his property and do all these things to put this video together, and I appreciate it. Thank you to Scott again. But I just want to say that, man, music is very powerful, because when I finally decided to find the right music for this video, that's when things change. It really got me pumped and motivated to finish this video. And it's just a powerful thing sometimes, whether it's music or going for a walk or doing something that you thoroughly enjoy doing, you know, like a hobby of some sort, you know, like mountain bike riding or running, or, you know, something that's going to get you pumped up and remotivated. Sometimes that's what you need to do to kind of switch things up a bit and get you back in the groove. And that's what happened when I found the right song for this video, and I'm glad I was able to do that so I could finish this video strong. All right, let's get back to the music. I just wanted to take a quick break in the action to go over a couple of things that I noticed right away about the Echo 8010. One of the things I noticed that they changed not only with the Echo 8010, but just the newer backpack blowers that they're coming out with. As they replace some of the older versions, they are updating different things. And one of the things that they updated on all of those is the holder, the little hook. They used to hold the throttle cable that had a hook over it. That was a plastic hook, and over time it would get banged up and, you know, wear down and break off. And that's supposed to keep the cable from kind of hanging out and getting snagged on branches and things like that. So that hook is kind of important. So what they've done is they've made a metal hook that you can still easily take on and off so that you can replace the cable if you need to, but it keeps the cable in place, and that hook is very durable. It's metal, heavy duty. They've also done a really good job with the big filter that's on the top, similar to some other blowers in the industry, but with this one it's one-handed operation. You can literally unhook both hooks with one hand. That's how easy it is, and hook it back up with one hand. And even with the 770, they say it's toolless because technically you don't need tools, but you still need to unscrew and screw to get to the filter. So this one on the 8010 is truly toolless because you're literally just clipping and unclipping. Probably the highlight of all of the things I noticed immediately is how light it feels. When you look at this thing, it's so much bigger than any other backpack blower in the market, and you immediately think it's going to be heavy and it's going to weigh you down. But when you pick it up, as soon as you pick it up, you can feel it's lighter. And then when you put it on your back and you start walking around with it, whether you're blowing or not, you can immediately feel how much lighter it is. And it's really not all that much lighter, it's just a better weight distribution around your back because of the material that they use that's new and different than the previous blowers, and in addition to the way everything is set up and all the different components. I wanted to keep the volume on for a minute so you guys can hear that I had both the Husqvarna 580 and the Echo 8010 on full throttle in the same section of extreme leaves, dirt, rocks, tree branches, logs, all that. And you can, one, hear the power and the change in the difference in the sounds of the engine, and then while you're seeing clearly that the 8010 can just destroy the same sections that I had to really work at with the 580. So obviously that was not a realistic test. I mean, the leaves were real, and me climbing in that pile was real, right?
Yep, sure.
But you know, ideally you're not going to have a massive pile of leaves like that you're just going to have to blow a long distance. And there was like, and you're obviously not going to pile logs and dirt and all types of crazy stuff that Scott was digging up. So right?
Oh yeah.
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 This is Scott, and guys, in case you guys don't know yet, check out the video, get to know Scott. But anyway, what are your first impressions of the 8010? You're using the Husqvarna 580 T, right?
Yeah, 580 BTS.
BTS. So that's comparable to the Red Max, right?
Yeah, the Red Max 8500.
Okay. So what are your takeaways?
I like the Echo. I think I can definitely see that it definitely has the power plus the miles per hour. It has the CFM and the miles per hour, so both of those in combination really help you know, when you're trying to move piles of leaves, and even just, you know, a little bit of leaves or a little bit of grass. I mean, I was testing it out in all kinds of situations, and I really liked it, and I could really see that it was powerful.
I want to be the first to say that that thing is like blowing a wall of air. Like when I went into that pile, it was just like, it just pushed the whole pile. I mean, obviously not literally the whole pile, but it just had so much more oomph, you know, like to really push it all. But I also want to say that when it comes to, like, I don't know if you noticed this, I mean, obviously you called me out on it, but I was kind of in a rush and trying to get all the bulk leaves and show the power of the blower. But going back and getting all the little leaves, you know, that you kind of leave behind. When I switched to my 770, by the way, you know, we barely used that, and we didn't even use your BP 600 because like they weren't even in the same ballpark as, you know, the Husqvarna and the new Echo 8010. But I was using the 770 to get all the grass, all the leaves, the little bits of leaves that were left behind by the 8010. I mean, yeah, I probably could have taken more time and still gotten it all up, because I'm sure you did that when you used the 8010.
Yeah.
But the 770 was a lot quicker to do that. So it didn't move the pile of leaves as fast and as far, but it didn't leave as much of a trail behind it, if that makes sense either.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I noticed that. So it doesn't have as much, the 770 doesn't have as much power, but it's more focused, I guess. I don't know if that has to do with the tube, if it has to do with the
600.
yeah. So I don't know if it's the combination of the smaller tube and obviously the different CFMs and the miles per hour, all that stuff, all related to a more direct focused shot of air. But so when you're trying to blow mass quantities, so honestly I would feel like when we were doing this, I was thinking the perfect 1-2 punch would be any blower of your choice, with the second one being the 8010 when you're doing leaf cleanups, because anyone that's got this 8010, you don't need to get out a walk behind blower, because you got this, and it's more versatile because it's on you. So you can get in every crack and every nook and cranny or whatever, and you can just blow everything out with the same amount of power as a small walk behind blower without having to go get that and wheeling it back and forth. This you can just get everywhere and direct it so much easier and more accurate. So I feel like that's a good 1-2 punch to at least have the 8010 on your arsenal for leaf cleanups. You know, everyday stuff and grass and all that is probably overkill a little bit, and like I said, it's not as focused, so that might be an issue.
Yeah, but I mean, I think with the miles per hour, the Echo, the 8010, I think it would still be able to do very good on grass. I know some people were complaining about the 700. You know, like if you're just mowing and then you want to blow grass off of the driveways and stuff like that. And even with the 580, it fans out the air when it comes out of the tube, and so, you know, blowing leaves, it's really good because the leaves kind of get blown as far away as possible. But it doesn't cut into the ground as well. So like if you're blowing the leaves that are wet and they're down in the grass blades and stuff like that, and the miles per hour, it really helps there. And when I was using the 8010, I still felt that was able to do that as well. And it just allows you to walk up to the pile and push it while you're blowing. At the same time, you're still moving forward and you're still catching all the leaves. And I think I liked it when I used it.
Like I said, it's like a big wall. It just kind of whoosh,
yeah.
It just blows everything off. And one thing that you pointed out and that I also noticed. Oh, and by the way, the 580 is a beast in itself. Like it was probably the most comparable to the 8010, and it's very similar to the Red Max as far as I've been told. So it's very comparable to that. So I mean, the Red Max 8500 and the Husqvarna 580, I think are, you know, right up there with the 8010, but the 8010 obviously, in my opinion and Scott's opinion, takes it one extra notch where you can really just blow mass quantity of leaves. You saw that was a ton of leaves that we were blowing. You know, we went from normal, you know, yard cleanup to extreme, and the 8010 could tackle it all with, like I said, the exception of getting those little fine trail of leaves left. You know, you have to take a little extra time to do that, where the less powerful blowers like the 770 or the 600 or all those kind of things, they're gonna kind of get all those out at the same time, but you're not going to move the pile as far and as quickly either. So you just kind of go with what works best for you.
And I think when you're using the 8010, you could definitely get the leaves out of the grass just fine, but you'd have to be careful if you were in sensitive areas like rocks or mulch beds or anything like that, because if you were to full throttle that thing, I mean, it would just blow anything away. I mean, I used it in some rocks, and then, you know, and in the mulch and stuff like that. Or if you're even in somebody's yard and the grass is new or sensitive, and I mean, you stick that thing right down close to the ground to try to get the leaves out, and I mean, with the CFM, you're probably going to end up blowing up the dirt as well.
Yeah.
So.
And the 580 also, I was trying to say this and I got off onto a separate point, but the 580 is a lot heavier feeling than the 8010, and it also, like, I can feel massive vibration on the 580 on my back. It's like brrr, like it's like vibrating my whole back, where the 8010 is very comfortable in comparison. Like it's lighter and it just overall feels comfortable on your back. You don't feel the vibration, and obviously there's a lot of specs and reasons why that is. We don't need to go into all that. You guys can check the website and look at all those kind of things, but there's obvious reasons why the 8010 does that. But those are good reasons to use it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're going from the ground and you're picking up the 580, or the 8010 to physically put it on the back, put it on your back, you can feel the difference between the two. You can like when you're picking it up, you're like, you can noticeably feel the difference, and then obviously operator comfort once it's physically strapped onto your back. I'm really glad that Echo came out with the 8010 because I think it'll be a good blower. And I mean, if you only could buy one blower, I would suggest getting the biggest one you can.
Because you have the most versatility.
Yeah, I mean, versatility is definitely a key player when you're trying to do different stuff.
And obviously we didn't have the BP 800C to really compare the power and all that, because quite frankly we can't get it in our area right now. We can't find it anywhere.
Yeah,
but I'm sure Scott's gonna get one, right?
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye out on it. I've asked several of the dealers that I went to, and they're just waiting on it from the steel distributor. I wish they would kind of get those out to us, considering they're actually made in our state. You would think we would have some available.
2 hours away, we should just drive down there and get one.
Yeah, and so I definitely am interested in that for the side start feature, and just to see how it performs and stuff like that.
So when Scott gets the 800C, we'll be back and we'll be blowing some leaves with the 800C and compare that to the 8010 and see how that goes. Hopefully that'll be this year. If not, it'll be later on next year.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys.
Yep.